What's up, guys? It's KingDaddyDMAC, and welcome back to another episode of Fade the Beast. Oh man, I am so excited. Finally, time to get back to work. As many of you know from my last episode, I talked about how I was going to Illinois. Just got back. I was out visiting family. It was a lot of fun. A lot of people were asking to do a meetup or something like that, and I'm sorry that I was unable to. Didn't really have a car or any of those things, and it was just there to see. I have a lot of family out there. Oh man, but it was a blast. I had a really good time, and I do think now though it is time to get back to work. Oh man, I've been fiending for Feed the Beast. Anyway, guys, today I've been working a bit down here, sort of planning out how I'm going to expand this factory area. I talked before about these centrifuges. Right now, each, I believe, is it 2 rows? Yeah, between this section and this section, this is taking 2,048 EU per tick, which is nuts, but I'm not even able to use them all yet. As you can see right here in this first one, we only have 4 of them going. And of course that's because it's helium, that's a little bit slower, but it's really unnecessary for me to set up these full rows for stuff. I just don't have enough things going through them. So I planned out here and made enough room to expand. We're going to split these into rows of 4, so it'll actually be 8 when you consider both sides, and put all the blocks down. So that's pretty cool, and we'll get a whole bunch more routers in there and have each one separate. And of course I can have 2 of them running through the same materials. Like for instance the redstone's able to go through all of them, but I'm going to still split it up, and we'll just have, if we need it, more than one set doing a particular material. I laid out where we're going to have all of our blast furnaces, 16 of them. Oh yeah, it's going to be awesome. Again, we don't have all the materials yet, so we're going to have to save up, and I'd like to get them all auto-crafted for us. As you know, I've also been going through the struggle of switching over to AE. Since we switched out all the red power, I got everything, pretty much everything automated now, all through the AE, so we'll take a look at that. And here, this is the only one that we're using for the electrolyzers, is doing chrome, and I think I'm going to split these up to just be 2 wide as well, so that we can get better usage out of them. So pretty cool. Anyway, as you can see, I got a whole new area over there. We're starting to expand. That's where we're going to work today. But let me just show you some other stuff I've been doing. Last time we had this road brick, and this was going to be our mass storage area, and I planned out for the most part pretty much how this is all going to go. So we've got to put in, these are all going to be quantum chests. So very cool, very expensive, but we'll get there. And then we have all the monitors that will be able to display what's in each of the quantum chests. So it should be pretty neat. And I wanted to do these as islands just because this is such a big room. This will help split it up a bit. Then we have all the tanks, and I wanted to ask you guys what you thought about this. I'm thinking this is the design I like the most, with the tank going and then the window being one up from the bottom and top, and then having this stone brick, this redstone, that mountain stone, whatever it's called, going out by 1. I thought that was pretty cool. I like that, but then there's also having it like this, where it's exactly level with the tanks. And these, of course, I think I'm going to have them all go down 1, but I want to see what you guys think. Now, another way we could do it, we could also use a different material. But let's just look that up. Another way we could do it. Now, I didn't get as many suggestions, by the way. I was asking people in the last video, what blocks I should use, what coloring. And I was going through the comments, and I really didn't see very many people making suggestions. So before it's too late, if there's something you'd like to see me use, definitely let me know in the comments here. But anyway, here's another thing we could do. That's kind of cool. We could have the tank stick out 1 instead. Let's get out the good old JJ. So we could have it go like this. Oh, no, one more back. That actually isn't too bad either. I thought it was going to look doo-doo-ish. But that's not too bad either. So that's another way I could have it. I don't know. Let me know what you guys like the best. As far as back one, at the same level, or forward one. The only thing about the forward one, although I do like the way that looks, is when you're looking from an angle, you're not able to see what liquid is in those tanks. And these tanks really are only for show, because these are all going to be the quantum tanks holding the bulk of the liquids. But anyway, that's what the whole wall should be. So pretty nifty. And then I think for the floor, I'm going to do paths I talked about before with the road lamps or whatever they're called that will light up. But we have just about everything all planned here. I also brought down the wireless. It's funny, a lot of people are saying, how is it wireless if you need the wires to go down? So yeah, you still do need the wires to go down there, but then we can look from our wireless terminal thingy. Anywho, we're wasting a lot of time on all this shenanigans. Let's get upstairs and let's take a look. I pretty much finished automating all the system. Need a better way to get up and down. This is kind of a pain. We still have all this room, which we haven't done anything with yet, but we'll get to that. I did set up this, and this is probably the type of thing we're going to work on today, is getting our AE system to start working with machines, because so far all we've done is dealt with storage. But this right now is making all the end stone, and we still have a ton of it. I ripped out all of our little cheaty stuff back here, making the emeralds, and that actually can be done straight from the AE system. We'll take a look at it. But still got the rest of this end stone, so let's turn it into the end stone dust. And then I have pretty much everything but these quantum chests here that are holding like in the millions. Look at that, 3.8 million gunpowder, over 1 million redstone, so much stuff. But anyway, this is all hooked in so that these chests are all storing through the storage busts. And I'm going to get rid of probably all the ender chests. We're probably not going to use ender chests in our system anymore, and we're just going to straight wire all the AE cable all the way down there. I got the tungsten dust crafting. This actually, I think, can be done straight in the system, but these are pretty neat block fabricators. We'll talk about those more later. I redid the fusion reactor, so now it's all done with routers and hooked into the AE system, so we can get that nice UU matter all being made. And I do want to switch this around. But yeah, so it's so much more flush now. It's pretty cool. I still can get electrocuted just by that block right there. I don't think there's much of anything to do about that. But we got the fusion reactor going A-okay. Now we're starting to get low on the deuterium, so I'd like to we have to start making hydrogen, which then turns into the deuterium. So we don't have any hydrogen production really going on right now. We need to get that going today. That's the last step in getting this fusion reactor fully automated again. And I do have UU matter going straight into the AE system, which is pretty cool. We got to get the scrap going in as well. But once again, I'm rambling. We did this last time, and I think it's looking good. We're going to make it probably a little bit bigger and soon knock this stuff out. I did find out, thanks to you guys in the comments, you can actually use these facades, which are pretty neat. Let's look up these facades. We can use these on the AE wires. That's going to be really cool as well. Anyway, today I'm starting to get low on iridium. Let's take a look at what we have. All right, so we have, what is that? I can't even see what the number is. All right, so we got about 30, I think that's about 33 or 23 iridium plates, about a stack of iridium ore, and about 18 iridium ingots. Now we can make iridium with the UU matter. If we look in the crafting thing, let's take a look. I added a ton more of these patterns. Let's see. All right, so we can craft iridium with UU matter, but we got to then compress it, and then we can't really use the ingots for too much, so then we got to turn it into the plates. Now that has to be done with a rolling machine, and we also need, let's get an iridium plate and just take a look. Actually, I can just look it up here. All right, so for the iridium plates, we need to first turn it into iridium alloy ingot, which is going to take advanced alloys, diamond dust, iridium ingot. Then we have to take that mixed metal ingot of iridium, and then we have to go and bring it over into this bad boy, the implosion compressor. Now, just so that we can get on demand all the iridium plates that we want for crafting all these quantum chests and for so much more, I think I'd like to set up a system to do that automatically with AE. So why don't we figure out how we're going to do that today? Let me get my stuff together and we'll be right back. All right, guys. So I looked a bit into these automatic machines, automatic macerator, automatic e-furnace, and most importantly, for what we need is the automatic compressor. Now, the reason for this is, I think this is this thermal expansion that has all these machines? I believe so. They do not have a compressor. And of course, again, for the iridium, we need to be able to compress it. So we're going to have to use something that has EU power. Now, what I liked about these machines is that supposedly they will automatically push through in the system, making automation a bit easier. Now, to make these, of course, they have a whole bunch of them. All you do is you take, for instance, this is the macerator. All you do is you take the normal machine and you add a conveyor to it. And that will make it. Now these, I've been reading through the wiki because I was having a little bit of problems. And apparently, I guess they're either a little bugged or they're not fully finished. Can't put any overclockers into them yet. But that's okay because the thermal expansion machines, you can't do that either. Now, they're supposed to be able to pass from machine to machine power. And I was having issues with this. I could get the automation going fine, but the power just wasn't working. And I don't know. Let's see. So right now they're all working, so they can be powered from the back. But if I remove these two, it seems like there might be a little bit of an internal buffer. But it seems like after a little bit, they don't work anymore. Now these two buttons here, this guy is supposed to, I believe when you press it down, that makes it active. That's supposed to push power through the machine. And it is going into the chest. But it, I believe, only pushes through on the side that it is outputting. Now, to make the output side, you can switch it around. Right now I'm holding down shift. If I click it with the wrench, it puts the output to whatever side I want to have there. So that's easy enough. And it should be doing the power too through that. But yeah, see, it shut off. So I don't know what the deal is. I tried powering this from a few different sides. I also tried powering it starting on this side in case it passed power the opposite way through. So I don't know. Now, being that it has this bug and everything like that, I think it might end up just being easier. Well, this guy's still working though, so I don't know what. I tried reversing the button like that and it didn't seem to work. Also, it seemed that I could choose an item. I think this, you can choose the amount that it outputs at a time, but that might have just been coincidence. Anywho, I think we're going to scrap using these automated machines until they're all worked out. And I think we're going to have to figure out a way to just use a normal compressor and figure out how to automate that into the system. So let me make a couple compressors and let's meet up downstairs. All right, guys, we're downstairs back in the little factory area. And let's see if we can get this to work. I did run into a bug. It's kind of making me mad now. When I put a compressor up, and I wanted to use routers in this whole little system. When I throw a router there, and of course we're going to want a machine filter upgrade. So let's throw that on. And when I go through here, for all the machines, look at this. It gives me freaking everything except for a compressor, which sucks. So then I went ahead and I tried the advanced or automatic compressor again. Okay. I put this up here and when I go through, it's in there. So it looks like we might have to be stuck using this. So anyway, we're going to want that and into the top sides. And if we throw this in there, it should then, good, be putting it right into the top side. So that's all set. Now, as far as using multiple of these, let me find out if you can send power in when it's shooting out to the back. Let's see. Yeah, so the power does work. Now, I figured something else out before. As far as passing stuff through to different machines, let's take that off because we don't want it sending the iron over. Let's plop that up there too. Now, right here, it's not sending anything over. When I press this bad boy down, I believe it should start getting power. Does it? Might have to give it a minute. Now, it also could possibly be the way these are pointed, which shouldn't have made a difference when we did it upstairs. But let's yank this guy back down again. Let's point this over here. I mean, I've been having problems with these all freaking day, trying to get them to work the way I want them to. All right, so now it should hopefully work. Yep, and now it works when I point it there. So I think before it was just the toggle button that I was having issues with. So it looks like we're going to end up using these compressors. So now for the system, all we need to do, let's add in another router. This is going to be sucking out from the purple side. Let's put a machine filter on it. So we want this to yank out from that side, and let's change this to the compressor. All right, cool. And this is going to be extracting. Okay, awesome. So now there should not be any of those iron blocks. Now, why is it not pulling from that one? I do not know. It should be. Maybe I just have to give it a minute. Now, we're going to want the ejector, and that ejector has to then eject into the ME interface. And then this can just be linked in through this cable right here. Now, let's go boom, boop, boom. And is it ejecting into there? Yes. Now, why is it ejecting all that stuff? We don't want that. Do not want that at all. All right, let's pull this out. Let's put those back into here. Ew. Not good. So it's looking at both this slot and this one. We may not be able to use routers. Yucky. That really makes me upset. All right, so let's see. If we're not going to use routers, then I don't want to use these guys. I still could use one router in the system. And we can just use that router, I think, to pull out. So let's nail out that guy. Might be able to. Alright, so let's use the compressor. We will do the compressor right here, right here. Okay, let's make a few more compressors. Why does everything have to give me problems? I don't know. Now, also, guys, I do apologize. It is raining cats and dogs outside right now. So you may be able to hear that in the background. Speaking of background noise, too, I've been getting a lot of, like, super loud static sounds. And I know it's been freaking everybody out or pissing you off. And I'm sorry about that. I really don't know what's happening. Ever since I switched over to DxTory for my recording, it seems to do that, but it also could just be my mic wire if it gets bumped or something along those lines. So I really don't know, but I will try and do a better job of editing that out. Anyway, let's see. We are going to want export buses. Oh, I really wanted to avoid using this. Alright, so we now have export buses, and let's stick them like this, going across, and let's see, what should we have it export? It's going to be exporting these guys. So let's stick them on like that. And this should be filling them all up. Like so. So now, are you getting filled up, mister? You're not attached, of course not. Okay, so let's attach these using that little cable. Awesome. Now they should be getting filled. Perfect. All right, do we have the wire in the back? Perfect. Now, this guy, we can't use a machine filter, unfortunately. But we are going to pull from the west side, is that right? No, it's probably either from the bottom or the blue side. Alright, so we're trying the blue side first. Is that pulling anything out? No. Oh, but it's because we have a machine filter on it still. So let's take that machine filter off. Let's see, how do we do this? Press delete. Okay. Awesome. So now it should only be pulling out those blocks. Now if we hook this into our system, let's see here, ME wire, like so, and this I can hide all underneath, for the most part. Is it working? I can also put in overclockers. Let's look in here. We should hopefully see it pop through. It might be too quick to see. Nope, there we go. And now it is exporting into the system. Sweet. Freaking sweet. Alright, so let's get this switched over. Right now we're just testing on iron, but let's get this switched over from to the iridium ore. Alright, so boom, 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 and boom. Alright, so now it should be only doing iridium. Are we getting any in there yet? Let's yank out all the rest of this iron, and I don't think I have any iridium in my system. Okay, there we go. Perfect. So now we will automatically, whenever we get an iridium ore, it will immediately turn it into a compressed iridium ingot. Exactly what we want. So let's look at that. And that number is going up. Awesome. So now we have to figure out how we are going to use this with rolling machines. So I will be right back. All right, so let's get this rolling machine worked out. I got the power all set out because it needs MJ. So I just put an MJ, a BuildCraft producer there. So that should be all good. Let's go ahead. Let's plop this rolling machine here. Cool. And it's got plenty of power. Now, let's go ahead. Let's get a router. We will plunk that on right here. We want the router to have a machine filter to only recognize the rolling machine. All right. And we want this to extract, and I believe any of the colored sides will extract it from its output on a rolling machine. So that's pretty good. Next, we have to get all the other thingamabobbers hooked up on it. So this time, let's get another ME port thing. What are these called? ME interface. We'll stick that down here. Okay. And we want this to also then eject. So let's grab that. And we will have this eject downwards. So, rolling machine and eject to bottom. Perfect. So now, let's get these two hooked into each other. Like so. A lot of my wiring today is going to be pretty sloppy, but that's okay, because we're just experimenting. So, we have that done. Now, we have to get a thing to input into here. So, let's go ahead and grab an export bus, because we're exporting out of the system. Cool. And this is going to be exporting diamond dust. Let's do that real quick. Let's knock you out. So otherwise you're going to steal from me. So let's get a... Ooh, we're going to need a macerator here too. Alright, no problem. Let's grab a macerator. Could just run over to our other machines, but we'll just do it this way. I love being able to do this on the fly. It's the best thing in the freaking world. Alright, so let's plop you there, Mr. Macerator. Let's get fiber cable. So now you have power. Let's throw our diamond in there. Come on, come on. Oh, it's going slow as balls. Alright. It's almost done, almost done. Hurry up. Come on, you can do it. Nice. So we'll get our diamond dust made. The reason I unhooked that is so it wouldn't run away into our system. So we are going to want a diamond dust. We should have plenty of iridium. So let's get the iridium put out here. Let's get an advanced alloy. Awesome. Now how the rolling machine works, as long as you put out the pattern, it's going to always keep that last one in there unless you pressed there to craft. Any extras is just going to push out. So that's perfect. Now, we got the import bus going. We got to set this so that it doesn't go forever. Now I could do it where it crafts it on demand, but we could also do it with a level emitter. So let's try that. I'm going to put a couple of them on. You going to work for me, buddy? No, we can't do it from that angle. Do it from here. Okay. Now for these level emitters, let's say if iridium is less than, how about 10? Yeah, because we only have 18. Let's say 10 for now. Then send out no signal. For this one, we'll do this for the diamond dust. If diamond dust is... Oh, we want less than 10 before we did positive. Can we do minus? No. What about this way? Nope, not going to let me do it. Alright, so it's got to be at least 10 diamond dust in the system. And then here... Oh, and we want that. Oh, this is exactly the opposite we want. Or no, no, that's right. So emit levels when above the limit. We want to not... Was that right? Yeah, because we have less than 10 iridium in our system. And then here, we'll do this for the alloys. Let's see, we need to grab one of those. And if the alloys are less than 10 in the system, then it will send it. Okay, cool. So now, this is not going to send the stuff over unless we have plenty, wrong thing, unless we have plenty of extra materials, because I don't want to use in everything. So now let's test this out. And on this import bus, let's put the iridium, do I really have to grab this out again? Think, DMAC, think. Diamond dust, advanced alloy. Okay, and always active, active, without signal. Active with signal. Okay, we want without signal. Oh, it's per pulse, always active, active without signal. Cool. So now let's get this hooked in. There. Gotta hook all these guys in as well. Come on. Okay. It's still, no, it should be hooked into the system. Awesome. So let's now throw a bunch of diamonds in here. So we need more than 10. So let's throw all those in there. Oh, this is going to take forever. That's going to take forever. Let's throw it in upstairs. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. And you know what? Bam! All done. You know what, guys? When I was going through editing the footage, we had almost an hour. So I think I'm going to split this into 2 parts, and we'll finish up the implosion compressor and all the rest of the automation come next episode. I'll have that up in another day or 2. But yeah, so far, getting on our way for our iridium plate automation. Pretty dang cool. So anyway, guys, if you enjoyed the video thus far, please remember to give a big old thumbs up. It does help me get much better noticed on YouTube for my Minecraft. And yeah, as always, comment, like, subscribe, and peace out.